This is Teaching to the Test Pattern.
Hey, buddy, welcome to Teaching to the Test Pattern. This is the final portion of my conversation with Bo Cordle. And in this one, Bo talks about 3 things that he does that people just don't know about. And it's a pretty cool look at kind of what he does, how he does it. And then he talks a little bit about kind of some changes in his life that are pretty awesome. Speaking of pretty awesome, Amitrace, AMITRACE.com. Go check them out. I guarantee you they can come up with 3 things about your program that you could improve at a very efficient cost and make a big impact on your stakeholders. Amitrace, AMITRACE.com. Go check them out today while you're listening to part 4 of my conversation with Bo Cordle.
Teaching to the Test Pattern.
So, as we kind of wrap up, what are 3 things that people don't know about what you do?
Oh, mercy. 3 things that people don't know about what I do. It's a grind. You think working in television's all fun and games. What you don't see is, like for instance at the Super Bowl, you don't see the 2 weeks of lead up, in at 7 a.m. every day, out at midnight every day. The sleepless, there are a lot of days of long, hard work, a lot of pulling cable, stuff. It's not all sitting in front of a wall of monitors and pointing at it and telling people what to do. There's a lot of work involved. What else? I think so much of it is also relational. You can't go in and be a jerk. You might get a job once and then never get hired again. You have to know how to work with people. You have to know how to read people. There's a time, like our truck engineers for Sunday Night Football, there's a time to ask them that, hey, my headset, I don't like my headset. Can I have a better headset? There's a time to ask them. And there's a time to say, you know what? I'm not, this is not the week. I need to make him another coffee before he's willing to do something for me, And
you should never do it within an hour of the show, right?
Yeah, no, you don't even, there's a lot of people in our crew you don't even make eye contact with on show day. Mm-hmm. It's just not, they are so focused on what they're doing, as you should be. You don't even make eye contact. So there's so much of it is relational, and just, don't be a jerk.
Those are rules to live by for every profession.
Yeah. In a lot of cases, you might not be the best person for the job, but they're going to hire you because you were fun to be with. And when, in the stressful situations, you didn't freak out. There are a lot of people I've worked with in the last 6 months that aren't going to get hired back because they're a pain to work with.
Yeah. So we were talking before we started recording that you were actually in California getting ready to produce a tennis tournament, and the day it was supposed to happen is when you got sent home. So all sports related professions right now, you got a lot of free time. So what are you doing with that time?
Yeah, well, I think this is the time to level up. All the things on the to-do list, all the things on the to-learn list, like this is the time to start checking those things off and start watching YouTube videos and learning, specifically me, I'm learning a lot more about the Unreal gaming engine. I think a lot of graphics, you're familiar with like Viz and some of the other 3D graphics engines. Unreal is has its start in the gaming world, but I think you're going to start to see a lot more of that in the broadcast space. You're starting to see it, especially with the big 3D AR graphics, because so many of the graphics are able to look a lot more lifelike and realistic now. And anyway, you're going to see a lot more graphics being generated via the Unreal Gaming Engine. So any of your students that are into graphics, have them start looking at that. Gotcha. I'm sure they already are. But
so let's pivot off of that. What do you think about what NASCAR did on Sunday?
I only saw a couple of just snippets on Facebook, so I don't have a good handle on it. But so what did they do? So the drivers were actually at home operating from,
yes,
they were just playing a video game, basically.
They were essentially playing a video game. There's, I think it's iRacing is the name of the brand, and it's a simulator. So they're in the car, they're in a seat with a wheel, and they have, it's not just a screen in front, it's got the side views and that kind of stuff. But they covered it just like it was a real race. So, I mean, you had Dale Earnhardt Jr. racing, and he almost won. He came in, he was really close to winning. From his house in North Carolina versus everybody else. And I was like, wow, this is really kind of, it may be the future of NASCAR.
I mean, seriously. Well, eSports are a thing.
Absolutely.
And I know your students probably know that way more than I do. But eSports are a big thing. We did, so the AR group that I'm on with Ross Video, I wasn't specifically on the show, but my two other partners were, and we did an event I think it was in Poland, an eSports event. And I mean, I think they had 40 million viewers. Here we are thinking that Sunday Night Football is the highest rated show in prime time, and we're good to get, 18, 20 million viewers on a Sunday night. I mean, 40 million viewers for an eSports thing that's streaming. Yeah. I mean, eSports are big.
Yeah, we started the eSports team this semester, and we've already started our League of Legends season, and Fortnite was supposed to start yesterday. And it was kind of a joke. I mean, there were a lot of people who were like, whatever. Right. We had that first interest meeting. There were 35 kids there. Yeah. And there were, quote, traditional sports that didn't have that many. And
there's real money. I mean,
absolutely.
There's real money at these tournaments.
Yeah. I was talking with one of the guys. He's one of my Fortnite kids, and he was telling me that his setup at the house, he literally has his chair bolted to the floor. So that it's the same every time he sits down. And when he came in, we had a couple of practice sessions. He came in. It took him 35 minutes to set up his mouse just to get it to the right. And I was like, what is this? Yeah. But it's, and to watch these guys work, it's phenomenal. Like you can, the skill that it takes to do these, they're running a mouse and they're doing the keyboard and they're watching and they're talking, and it's so fascinating to watch. But esports is definitely a thing. And I think that, I think that coming out of what we're in now, it's going to get a lot more respect than it did on the other side.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is.
I actually, my son was logged in as me on my Fortnite account yesterday and was playing with the video teacher at Fayette County High School and his kid.
Really?
And yeah. My son was like, I don't know who this is. I was like, oh, that's Coach Trask. Just play. So, well, cool, awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you taking some time to spend with me. It's been cool. It's been fun.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
And, we have to figure out a time to meet not on a podcast, because the last time
I talked to you, I still, I had you on my podcast that went all of 8 episodes. So you're doing a lot better than I am, by the way.
Well, I'm just smarter. I cut my shows into 10, 15 minute segments so I can make more out of them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I had you on my podcast a couple years ago. And now here's this, and I still want to come see your setup. It
Absolutely.
Sounds like y'all are doing a lot of really cool things there.
It's a pretty cool setup. I'm very proud of it. Our program was an afterthought. So literally they took 10 feet off of the art classroom and 10 feet off of the media center. And we're like, here's your space. So the 10 feet from the media center is the studio, and the 10 feet from the art classroom is the classroom. So
nice.
But yeah, definitely when you get back down, hopefully in the fall when football kicks back up and Sunday night football may come to Atlanta. Who knows?
Yeah, we were there not long ago.
Yeah. Well,
a year or two ago.
You never can tell with the Falcons. That's why it took you so long to find a Falcons fan.
Yeah.
So, well, I appreciate it again, and tell the family I said hello, and have fun with them while you're home for a while.
Yeah, same. Yeah, it's definitely nice to not be on the road, 200 days a year. It's nice to actually be home for a while.
I think that financial burdens aside, I think that the entire industry is really appreciative to be home. Because a lot of these guys, there's a guy that I've been trying to interview for 3 months now, but every time he kept getting a call from Fox or ESPN that he needed to fly out early or get a late call or what have you. So, but yeah.
And it's been really cool, and I've been very fortunate because I've been freelance for the last 10 years. But I've just recently taken a full-time job doing the same type stuff, but just recently taken a full-time job. So, otherwise I don't know when my next paycheck would have been. And I've got a lot of friends that don't know when their next paycheck is. And we're starting to hear that a lot of these companies are paying freelancers for what they were contracted for. Like CBS is paying the March Madness contracts for all the freelancers. And I believe Fox is paying the NASCAR. I think I just saw that where Fox is paying a lot of the NASCAR guys. But yeah, I mean, the industry is so dependent on freelancers in the broadcast side and even, on the video board side in a lot of ways. It's scary to see how this is going to shake out in the next several months.
Yeah. I'm excited to hopefully get this past us and get back to some sense of normalcy. I thought that high school sports were going to hang on for a little bit longer than they did, but now we're all sitting in our home offices, finding ways to make it all happen.
Yeah.
So, well, I appreciate it again, Bo. Have a great day, and thank you for your time.
Appreciate you.
Teaching to the test pattern.
There you have it, the finale of my conversation with Bo Cordle. I want to thank Bo once again for spending time with me. We're all quarantined, so why not? If there's someone that you think I should reach out to interview, to discuss video production or video education, let me know. Hit me up on Facebook or on really anywhere. Facebook, YouTube. Hit me on email. Facebook's probably going to be the best. Go to the Teaching to the Test Pattern page and let me know what's up and who we should speak with. You should speak with Amitrace, no matter where you are. If you think your production can be improved, if you think that what you have going on in your classroom can be improved, AMITRACE.com. Give those guys a shout. I'm sure they could find at least one thing that could improve your program. Give them a call. Try them. Again, I encourage you to challenge them to find a way to improve your program. And I challenge you to find ways to improve your program. As Bo said earlier in the conversation, now's a great time to be learning new things. So go learn new things. And when you're done with that, go make awesome.
Teaching to the test pattern.